Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'll be going over episodes 6 and I believe 7. I'm not sure how far I got into 7, to be honest. I was getting my son ready for bed and watching it at the same time, but I think this is mostly 6. It should be mostly episode 6. So last time I went about this by individuals, and moving forward I'm going to be doing it per couple essentially. So I'm gonna start off with Ashley and Billy. And last time I said that Billy has been boring so far. Well, Billy showed some true colors, and I'm just gonna get right into it. So everything started okay. The scene kind of starts with Ashley and Billy meeting her dad, and at first her dad's like very unsure about the whole situation, understandably so. Like, he thinks he's meeting his daughter's new boyfriend, and bam, they're engaged. And also, they met through a wall, and also, the wedding's in 3 weeks. I would be bamboozled too. So, but as time goes by, the dad's like, okay, well, I support your decisions. He's trying to be a good dad. He's trying to be supportive. And yeah, so the episode continues. And then once they get back to Ashley and Billy, the thing that stuck out to me is how much Billy restricts himself when it comes to food, and that honestly really shocked me. And I made a note here and I said health nut ? And I just felt like he said he felt like he had to justify his food choices, but I think if anything, he was making Ashley feel like Ashley had to justify why she wanted certain things. And Ashley even went as far as saying that she felt anxious, and I was actually really shocked because Ashley does not seem the anxious type. She seems very confident. And Ashley said that she didn't want to feel guilty when it came to food. And I don't blame her. Like, you go into a grocery store and you want to get what you want to get. The fact that you start dating this guy, you're engaged to this guy actually in this situation, and he's like, I don't eat that. I don't eat that. That's shit. I don't eat that. Yeah, that would have got me shook. So those are kind of the big things that stood out here. So moving on, Megan and Kieran. So guys, I was very wrong. I said that I thought maybe they wouldn't make it because Megan wouldn't be able to say I love you. Why did the episode start essentially with Megan saying I love you? I was like, girl. Honestly, I don't know if she just felt pressured to say it, and I think she felt pressured to say it, and that's why she said it. That's just my opinion though, because how do you go from I've never loved anyone, I don't know if I can say I love you, to, oh, I love you, I know that I do, and maybe, but I don't know. It's a little too soon for me, but hey, looks like they're heading the right direction with that. They met his friends, and okay, I made a note when I was watching, and I said that the friends seemed very lovely, and that's just the impression that I had when I first saw them meet up together. Like, I was like, oh, his friends are very nice. Like, I had Kieran pegged as an F-boy, and then here come his friends, and his friends seem like decent, and I was like, oh, okay. And at first I thought his friends were just gonna be like, yeah, bro, like, do what you want to do, whatever. But his friend actually like was like, hey dude, like, I'm concerned, and rightfully so. But yeah, so eventually his friend did say, hey, I don't agree, but I support you. I love that. I love that, because at the end of the day, your friend's gonna do what he's gonna do. You voiced your concern, you made your thoughts known. Don't harp on it. That's just how I feel in that situation. When you go to your friends and you think they're not doing something that you would do, you know what I mean? And then they still do it. Like, if you value your friendship, you'll make your opinions known, you'll express that you care about them, but don't harp on it. Unless it's like, an abusive situation or something that's different. I'm gonna move on to JAVEN and Katisha. The way JAVEN kept pushing her to speak to Demola had me so freaking annoyed. Like, I have a hard time separating, is this a producer thing? Because I can see how that could be that. Or is this him genuinely like, you need to go talk to him, And I think he shouldn't have pushed Katisha to go do that. I don't see any reason for her and Demola to have to talk while her and JAVEN are actively trying to see if they will proceed together. Like, that didn't make sense to me. Maybe at the reunion, maybe after the show, something, but it just felt very forced to me. there was a scene where Javen was talking to Jed, and he was basically saying that he's not 100% sure if they'll get married, and to me that was a red flag already. He shared that he has never brought a girlfriend to his parents, and he wants everyone to be happy, and I wrote, why? Why does everyone have to be happy? You should be happy. You, the person you want to be with, should be happy, but why are you focused on making everyone happy? Like, yeah. But then we also had a scene of Katisha talking to Sarover, and she was basically confiding in her and telling her that her and Javen's communication sucks. And I really felt for her in that moment, because Javen is clearly, he admitted to being concerned with making everyone happy, basically, but the person you're supposed to be with isn't, and was crying because communication sucks. Red flag. Basically, Javen convinces Katisha to reach out to Damola and to talk to him about it. And I felt like he was doing that for his own selfish reasons. I don't think that he did it for Katisha to get any kind of closure, maybe, but I think truly he didn't want to look like a bad guy getting with this girl who had spoken to another man. That's just kind of how I saw it. I just kept getting vibes of like, does Javen even like Katisha? Like, they're so awkward together, it feels like, and it made me feel like, do you like her? Are you awkward around her? Like, are you just still sussing this person out? Maybe it's the thing of like, you're in the pods versus in real life, so you're like, oh, there's an actual person behind here. That could be, but if not, he just doesn't like her. I don't know. The vibes aren't there, in my opinion. So far, out of all the couples, everything I've said about all the couples, Javen and Katisha, they look like they're going down a roller coaster. Oh, and then another thing, when he had made Katisha hit up Damola, and then he was like, all right, no more Damola chat. And I'm like, you brought it up. You brought up Damola. Katisha's not here harping on him. You brought him up. Anyways. So then Damola and Katisha have a chat. And Damola's a nice guy. Damola's a sweet guy. He responded how I thought he would respond. He was very nice. He was very graceful. There was nothing really special there during the conversations. It just felt like it didn't even need to happen, honestly. So they met at a bar, basically, and they both admitted to feeling blindsided. And I believe both of them. I mean, clearly Katisha was set on Damola, and then she was like considering her connections and was like, wait, like I think I like Javen more. And then here's Damola thinking he's gonna propose, so he's blindsided. And then Katisha's blindsided because she was so set on Damola. And in the prior episodes, she had said something about like, I'm gonna let myself be loved. Like, she really was into Damola and the affection he was giving her. And for her to change her mind, I think even she was surprised, but she went with her gut. So I believe them both. I think they were both blindsided. And he asked her if she was happy, which I thought was so sweet. Like, he is such a good vibes person. I really like Damola. And I still feel like him and Katisha would have been a better couple if like they had given it a chance. Javen, of course, like finds a way to ruin the moment. I mean, afterwards. So they are talking and he was like, hey, how did it go, whatever, and then he asks her if she apologized to him for changing her mind. She was like, no. Like, nor did Damola demand an apology, or I don't even think he was looking for one either, but Javen seems to think so. I'm just getting weird vibes off this couple. I wonder if Katisha regrets her decision. But honestly, I think Javen regrets his decision more. I think he regrets pushing for Kat. Like, it seems like Katisha likes him more than he likes her at this point. So moving on, we're gonna go to Sarover and Cal. So her and Cal go to meet his mom and grandma. And I don't know what I was expecting. I did not expect his mom to be white. I just didn't. And I was like, who are these people? Like, when they walked in, I was like, what? Did I miss that during the other episode? I might have missed that because he said he was half Pakistani, but I don't recall what the other half was. And I was very shocked when I walked in. I mean, it kind of makes sense why he dated white girls. He's half white. Like, not that you can't date other people, but like, it wasn't like, oh, here's this person who only dates white people. He just likes white people or something, you know? Like, he is half white. Those people are in his neighborhood. It kind of came full circle for me. I'm sure no one else was surprised. I just was. That was my reaction. His parents seemed very supportive of them. Yeah, honestly, I didn't really have much to say about them for this episode. It wasn't anything phenomenal for me. So then Barda and Jed. So I was pleasantly surprised with Jed. Guys, I was so wrong about Jed, at least so far. But he seemed so kind and so understanding to everything she would be telling him. Like, I was shocked. I was like, hold on, Jed. Like, hold on. Barda was telling Jed about how she, in her past relationships, has been the one to take the lead. And it kind of makes sense because she explains that in her culture, I think the default is for women to rely on men. And I get where she's coming from. That's a lot of cultures, actually. And she even said that her own mother told her not to rely on a man, to make her own way. And I agree. I completely agree. I think you should not completely rely on a man for income because they can switch up. That's a whole other story. But you should have your own money, at least something. Or if you do rely on the man for money, you need to be able to save that money for yourself as well. But it made sense. And it was so cute because Jed was like, yeah, I'll be your bonus. And I was like, he gets it. He gets it. She doesn't want to be like this tough, unbreakable cookie, you know, that you have to chip away at. But she just wants to be like loved and cared for in a way where she can let down her defenses. And like she even said, kind of, you know, like just soak into your feminine energy. I feel like they could be a really strong couple based on this episode. I think this episode changed my mind a lot about them. And it was really cute because he met her family and her parents seemed like very open to meeting him and getting to know him. And I was very surprised because like in my own culture, like your parents can be very critical, you know, and it seemed like they were giving him the benefit of the doubt. And the mom was asking like about how he cares about her daughter and stuff like that. And I thought like it was so sweet. It was such a sweet moment. But her friend, on the other hand, Barda's friend was having none of this. She was having none of this. She was so critical. She was so critical, and she was just like, you've said this before. When Barda would say like, oh, I just feel this. I feel this about him. Her friend would be like, this is nothing new. You've said this before about this relationship. You've said this before about that relationship. I was like, dang, she's plucking her teeth, like. But, like, to be fair, when you care about your friend and you feel like they're making the wrong decision, like, I just understand. I understand it. And I have been that friend making the wrong decisions, so I definitely understand where she's coming from. So yeah, that was the episode 6 kind of recap and what I thought about the couples based on that episode. I am excited to see more about Billy and his whole very strict dieting stuff and his, I don't know, restrictions, I guess I can say. And how Ashley will respond to that, because I know Billy is like a military guy. He likes routine, whatever, but you gotta compromise for your partner. You cannot just steer that ship by yourself and just, hey, I'm going this way. If you don't want to come, you don't gotta come, you know? Like, no, you have to compromise or be alone. I think that's fair enough. But yeah, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about seeing how Barda and Jed keep going. Megan and Kieran, I still feel like they're kind of a weak couple. Javen and Katisha, they're a sinking ship waiting to happen. Sorover and Cal, I don't really know what to say about them so far. Cal was fine this episode, so I don't know, but so far I'm really liking Jed and Barda. I think Jed and Barda are the only strong couple right now. in my mind that stick out as a strong couple. Megan and Kieran, they get along well, but I don't know. Something's still off to me about that situation, but maybe I'm projecting, who knows. But yeah, so come back next time for episode 7 recap, and we'll see if they get more into, is there going to be more Damola? Is there going to be more Billy being tyrannical? Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.